The TSA and most airlines will no longer enforce the mask mandate on U.S. flights. That is a huge story across the country tonight. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios from Monday evening. It's 10 o'clock. Great to be with you. Felicia worked a dayside shift. Hopefully she'll be back with us tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you are watching tonight, and we'll go ahead and give you a shout out over the next 10 to 15 minutes. We are going to talk about this mask mandate no longer in effect for most of the U.S. carriers. We're going to talk about that tonight at 11 o'clock and get your feedback tonight. Will you wear a mask? Will you want to do it, anyway? Or will you ditch the mask the next time you get on an airplane? Let us know in the comments section. We're also got a really good story tonight at 11 o'clock that we're going to talk about here at 10 about an organ donor, a woman who gave her one of her kidneys and has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Big, huge accomplishment. We've got that story coming up tonight at 11. We'll preview that story for you, and we're going to talk about the snow that we had this morning, how surprised many of us were to see our lawns covered in snow, and tomorrow it's going to be very cold when you wake up in the morning. So that's where we want to begin tonight here at 10 o'clock with Angela. You and I laughed this morning because you and I both posted pictures with very similar comments.
No. I can't believe it. I mean, I knew it was coming, but you just think, okay, for the second time this month, we have woken up to completely covered grass in snow.
And it's just something.
So, and actually ended up being record snow for the date. 1.6.
How much did we get?
1.6 officially at the airport in Indianapolis. Now, we do get snow in April. It just feels like, to me, it's a little more frequent.
Yeah.
I don't remember it happening this much as far as, several years in a row that we've had snow in April.
I think the thing that shocked a lot of people, because Easter Sunday was beautiful.
It was
right?
a nice
a lot of sunshine, a lot of people were outside, and then to wake up this morning, it was like, wait, a shock to the system, right?
Yeah. Welcome to Monday.
Welcome to Central Indiana weather.
That's right. And we still have a few showers out there. One of our I don't even know what Phil is. He's a manager of some sort.
Yeah, producer on the digital desk.
Yes. So he sent some pictures, video. I believe he's on the west side, maybe near Brownsburg, of some hail. Well, he called hail. It's more like graupel or sleet, but definitely those ice pellets, and we're still picking up a few of those. Lindsay Monroe posted, I think on Twitter earlier, that she had some in Fishers as well. And we still have a little bit of activity, again, rain, sleet, snow mixture. And we're not quite done with the system yet. You can see a little bit of that sleet mixture near Greenwood, just to the west of Bargersville, south to Martinsville, and then just south of Shelbyville, also off to the east, approaching Cambridge City. And the back edge of the weather system spinning up toward Milwaukee. It'll still throw down the chance for a few spotty snow showers, mainly northeast, and that's where we have more clouds, temperatures that may stay up a degree or two, and the chance for a few flurries overnight and early tomorrow. Where we have clear skies, southwestern part of the state is actually under a freeze warning for tomorrow morning. Kind of a few places in the upper 20s, close to 30, and just cold out the door. You'll need the coat. Maybe switch over to a jacket by tomorrow afternoon. We'll make it upper 40s, low 50s for highs. The real warm up arrives on Thursday, when we'll get to 70.
Bring that all day long.
We're ready. Because our average high is 65, 45 today. Yeah. That's it. That's 20 colder than where we should be.
Yeah, it was kind of an ugly day out there. I mean, that little mist, fine rain or whatever you want to call it, that was nasty. And we're getting a lot of people talking about the weather. Teresa saying, my friend said there was hail in Mooresville.
Sure.
You got Don saying, let's see, what did Don say? We want 70 degrees in Columbus, please, in sunshine.
Thursday.
Yep. Joy says ice pellets in Ripley County just a little while ago. Craig says, yes, I just mowed my grass Sunday, then woke up to snow, then rain and sleet. And let's see. Teresa says, actually, it's Indiana bipolar state. Looking forward to next weekend.
Yes.
So she's seen the forecast.
80.
Yeah,
80 on Saturday.
We look forward to that. All right, we'll get back to Angela in a moment. Let us know about the forecast and what you think in terms of what you've seen today, what you experienced this morning. Again, we'll give you a shout out. Let's talk about our big story tonight that we're going to be talking about at 11 o'clock. Big news today. A judge struck down the federal transportation mask mandate. So all of us been wearing, masks on airplanes. A judge, a Trump appointee judge, in Florida ruled today that the mask mandate exceeds what health officials are able to do. So that judge has now struck that down. And so now you've got agencies across the country and airlines falling into place. We're waiting to see if this ruling by this judge will be appealed. We don't know yet. The CDC is not yet coming out with a ruling on what they are saying, but the airlines are basically saying we are lifting the mask mandate moving forward. And so we're talking about the major airlines. United has come out basically with a statement saying that masks will now be optional on U.S. flights. American, Alaska Airlines coming out with similar statements, again saying that masks are now optional on U.S. flights. And so my question for you, the next time you get on a plane, will you continue to wear a mask if it is said to be optional? If it's been lifted, are you going to take your mask off, not wear it? We sent our Rachel Kraus out today to talk to the folks over at Indianapolis International, and she saw lots of people coming off planes continuing to wear masks inside of Indianapolis International. Again, this was a story that broke late today, and so we've seen video on airplanes of Southwest flight attendants announcing to the passengers that the mask mandate is now optional, and you could hear cheering, clapping, people getting very excited. So this is going to be a story that we're going to break down tonight on 13 News at 11. Rachel will share what she has learned from TSA officials and also from passengers, so you'll want to tune in over on 13 News at 11 as we talk about that. So let's bring Angela back, and obviously we're going to want to get into some comments and find out what people are saying about this. But I was taking a poll in the newsroom asking some of my colleagues, all right, if it is in fact mask optional, will you continue to wear a mask on airplanes if you had a flight tomorrow, or will you ditch the mask?
Sure.
I haven't really figured out how I feel about it moving forward. There were some colleagues that were saying, look, typically they feel like they get sick, maybe a cold or whatever after flying.
Fine anyway, yeah.
And so maybe they're comfortable wearing a mask. There were others that said, no, I'm taking the mask off right away if that's the case.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like if maybe boarding the plane or when you're in a tight space with close with a lot of people, but once you get in your seat, I kind of feel like maybe I'd take it off.
Yeah.
But where, boarding and exiting, when you're all kind of up on each other.
Right. And maybe if you had, if you were sneezing, had allergies, maybe it might be something that some people would feel comfortable wearing their mask. Or if they've got a cough or something, they might feel. Let me go ahead and, Barb says, yes, I will be wearing a mask. Georgina says, I am still masking up. Okay. Ryan says, flying out Wednesday morning from Indy, absolutely not wearing one. So there's going to be a lot of folks like Ryan feeling that way. Let's see.
Although they are recommending that you keep one handy because you never know. There might be an airline that says we're still keeping with it, or another part of public transportation, whether you get off the plane and you get on, say, a shuttle, and you're in a different airport. There might be different rules. It's like it's all bringing back headaches from when all of this started.
Exactly.
And all of the different rules where I remember from county to county, you could go across county line, from Marion to Johnson and not wear a mask, wear a mask, and the same thing's going to happen. So that's just to be prepared.
I think that's a great rule of thumb. I think if you do have a flight tomorrow, I think bring a mask, keep it in your purse or in your pocket, make sure that you've got one, and then just kind of see what the airport is telling you when you arrive there. Because again, as of tonight, people were still seeing signs saying masks are required. People were still wearing masks tonight. So this has just broken this evening. So I think this is going to be one of these things that airports, TSA, airlines,
shuttle companies,
restaurants, stores, they're all going to be sort of figuring out what is happening. Let's see, Ryan says no mask. Let's see, Teresa says finally we have a choice. Renee says freedom. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of folks, I think, happy about this. We're going to delve into this more tonight at 11 o'clock, so be sure to watch our news. Also, we've got a really neat story from Lauren Kostick, friend of the show, who's still working on her story. She'd be here with us tonight, but she's still putting her story together. She has found an organ donor, a woman who lives here in Indianapolis, and she became a kidney donor and decided that she wanted to prove to people that you can still do things even without one of your kidneys. And so she decided that she wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Wow. I mean, imagine that. I mean, there are a lot of people that, you know, probably couldn't or wouldn't do that.
I have 2 kidneys and I could not, for sure.
Right, but we do have a little bit of video from Lauren's story and a brief snippet of her interview that we wanted to play, just so you can get an idea of this woman who apparently was traveling there with family and I guess some friends, and there they are on Mount Kilimanjaro. Let's go ahead and listen to her.
It was almost as if I had to go through what I went through and losing both of my parents in order for me to give so selflessly to someone else. Because otherwise, I don't know if I would have ever considered it. You know, as humans, we're all selfish and we want to help our family and our loved ones. And, you know, why would you help a complete stranger? Well, why not?
And look at that view from Mount Kilimanjaro. Amazing. And you say selfless. You're absolutely right. These organ donors who go ahead and do this, it is the gift of life. And so it's going to be a really good story. Look forward to Lauren Kostick bringing this, and we're just so sorry Lauren couldn't have joined us tonight.
She was having a couple computer problems, it sounded like, so she was finishing up.
Yeah, we'll see her story tonight. Some more comments tonight about the, again, a lot of masks. Glenn wants to know, how about Indigo? Bus, somewhere a mask? Because you're right, Glenn, this does impact buses. We have reached out to Indigo. We'll have an answer for you coming up tonight at 11. And Justin saying, taking an international flight Thursday, I wonder what they will say. I'm glad you brought that up, Justin, because again, this affects U.S., so it's domestic flights. I don't know how they're going to feel about international flights.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And this is obviously just the beginning as we start to, you know, as we continue to ease back restrictions and see how it all plays out.
Right. All right, so we're going to continue to cover that story for you tonight at 11. Otherwise, when you wake up in the morning, it's going to be chilly, huh?
It's going to be chilly. Grab the heavy coat. We'll have a few rain, sleet, snow showers between now and, say, 1 in the morning. Might have a couple lingering flowers. I just don't want to say flurries. We're going to have a few lingering flowers or flurries first thing tomorrow morning, mainly northeast. 34 at 8 a.m. The good news tomorrow afternoon, we do get back into some sunshine with highs close to 50.
How did your flowers do?
I don't have any planted. I don't have any planted. I know to wait until Mother's Day.
Yeah. So that's always been kind of the unspoken rule in Indiana, hasn't it?
Now, pansies, you could always throw those in a pot or two and they'll be fine, but I always figure I'll just wait till Mother's Day.
That's a smart,
kind of my Mother's Day tradition is they take me to the nursery.
Smart move. All right, thanks so much for joining us here at 10 o'clock. We're with you every weeknight, 10 o'clock. Again, hopefully Felicia will be back with us tomorrow, and Angela and I will see you over on 13 News at 11. Good night.